Hello friends, welcome to Sheetal's Curry in the Pot. And in the pot today I have a very rich and authentic paneer dish, that is Shahi Paneer. So today I am going to show you step-by-step recipe of how to make this Shahi Paneer. So friends, let's get started. First, let's have a look at the ingredients. To make this Shahi Paneer, you need 250 grams of nicely cubed paneer, 1.5 cup of roughly chopped onions, 3 medium-sized tomatoes, 3 to 4 pieces of ginger and garlic, around half a cup of oil, 2 tablespoons of butter, half cup of heavy cream, also half cup of raw cashews, 2 teaspoons of white poppy seeds, salt according to taste, 1 teaspoon of sugar, half teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 tablespoon of dried fenugreek leaves, which is also called kasuri methi, chili powder according to your taste, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 3 teaspoons of kitchen king masala. Also you need some dry spices like 3 cloves, that is lavang, 2 to 3 small pieces of cinnamon sticks, 2 cardamoms, 1 or 2 dried bay leaf, 1 teaspoon of cumin seed and 1 teaspoon of asafoetida powder, which is optional. Now friends, to get started with, take the cashews and poppy seeds in a bowl, add some water and let them soak for few minutes. Next, take some water in a saucepan, add the tomatoes, put the lid and let it boil. Now add the chopped onions and ginger garlic pieces into a blender jar, add some water if needed and blend it into a smooth paste. So friends, just have a look. The paste is ready here. Dear friends, have a look at the tomatoes. You can see that the peeling is getting separated. Switch off the stove and allow it to cool. In the meantime, let's start making the gravy. For this, take the oil in the pan, allow it to become hot and then you can add the bay leaves, cardamom, cinnamon sticks, the cloves and the cumin seeds, that is the jeera. Allow a minute for the spices to splatter nicely and then you can add the blended onion paste. So now I'm adding the onion and ginger garlic paste from the blender jar. Give a nice mix and keep on stirring on a high flame. If you want to stir occasionally, then you need to reduce the flame. It's up to you. After about 3 to 4 minutes, add the butter and cook the gravy for some more time until the oil starts separating from the gravy, and then reduce the flame and keep on stirring occasionally. Now peel off the skin of the cooked tomatoes and you need to make a puree out of it in a blender. So now you can see that oil has slowly started separating in the gravy. At this point you need to add the tomato puree, mix it nicely and let it cook for 5 more minutes. So friends, here you can see that the gravy is almost ready. That is, the oil is separating from the gravy and also it is very light in my hand while I am stirring. This is the point where you are going to add the next ingredients. Now I am adding the sugar. Here I am using brown sugar. The reason I add sugar is sugar gets caramelized and gives a shiny texture to the gravy. Now you can see the difference after adding the sugar. Now until we add the other steps, just reduce the flame so that the gravy should not get burnt at the bottom of the pan. Next, drain all the water from the soaked cashews and the poppy seeds and put it in a blender jar. Here I am using little milk because cashew when blended with milk looks very rich. Now blend it into a smooth paste. And now let's get back to the gravy. I'm adding the turmeric powder. Let me mix it. Friends, you can see that gradually with every step our gravy is becoming dry and dry. This is a good sign of a perfect gravy and also free from raw smell of onions. Next, add the garam masala powder, kitchen king masala powder. I usually use the Everest brand masala powders, but you can use any brand. Ahaha, such a nice flavor. Next, add the red chili powder. Here I am using Kashmiri red chili powder, which is not very spicy but still gives a nice color to our gravy. After this, add the dried fenugreek leaves, that is the kasuri methi. Just take it in your palm, crush it and then add it. This gives a nice flavor to the gravy. Next, add salt. Give a mix. Believe me friends, the more you mix the gravy, the more richer it's going to look. Now add the cashew and the poppy seed paste to the gravy. Let me add some water to the jar, shake it and once again add to the gravy so that we are not wasting the cashew paste. Let's mix it, and friends, you can see the gravy, it looks so rich and authentic. Now I am going to add water to the gravy. You can add water according to your required consistency. Also, let me add the asafoetida powder here, that is the hing powder. I think I need to add little more water to the gravy. So friends, our gravy is all ready. Just put the lid on it and bring it to boil on a medium flame. Now let's get back to our paneer. I am taking around 1 liter of water in a glass bowl and heat it in the microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes. Please be careful with the hot water. Slowly add the paneer cubes to the hot water and just leave it for 1 or 2 minutes. By doing this, I am going to blanch the paneer cubes so that they become soft, clean and also white. Here I have taken out the paneer cubes from the water, and friends, you can see that the paneer looks so clean, soft and super white. So now the gravy is boiling. Let's add the paneer cubes to the gravy and mix it gently. Now our paneer curry is ready. But friends, remember, we are going to make Shahi paneer. Meaning of Shahi is very rich and luxurious. That's why lastly I am going to add the heavy cream to our curry. Now our curry looks really Shahi. So close the lid once again and keep it on the low flame for just 5 more minutes, and friends, you're all done. So my dear friends, finally our rich, luxurious and authentic Shahi paneer is ready. Wow, I cannot tell you that the flavor is so good. The gravy looks so rich and the paneer looks so soft. Yummy. Let me take it out in a serving bowl now. So friends, my Shahi paneer is all ready to serve. You can garnish it with freshly chopped coriander leaves. You can serve the Shahi paneer with naan, rotis, chapati and also with rice. Well friends, I hope you liked my recipe of making this Shahi paneer. I know it's a little lengthy process, but it's not difficult. Just follow step by step and I'm sure you are going to give a try. Also, if you have enjoyed my recipe, please like and subscribe to my channel Curry in the Pot. I will see you next time with more interesting recipes. Thank you very much for watching my show. Goodbye, stay home, stay safe.